Hello collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Core Class Dinobot Slug from the Transformers Legacy Evolution line from Hasbro. So officially this is my first Legacy Evolution review. Technically Magnificus was released under the Legacy Evolution logo, but this is like our first official Legacy Evolution product in the packaging. Really nice artwork of Slug up here in the Triceratops mode. Kind of has that fun green aura around him. And then over here on this side, we have the robot mode, again with that same green glow. It says Core Class right down there. And then we have our half of the kind of new mural picture for Legacy Evolution. We've seen this picture before. I'm assuming the Decepticons will have the other half of that. Kind of have Tarn's head up here. We have Lio Convoy, however you want to pronounce that. Needle Nose. We have some Junkions down here. And then some other stuff way small in the background here. I think that's Breakdown. It's very tiny. In any case, pretty cool little picture there. And then on the back, we have some product shots for the robot mode and the Triceratops mode. And it says that he is 2 of 6 for Volcanicus. I'm assuming Sludge is number 1 of 6. But this was the only one I could get. I actually found this on Amazon. I believe as of the time of this recording, it's still in stock. Why did this one come out and nothing else did early? I don't know. I guess Amazon randomly got a few cases of this guy in. Really don't understand why everything else is still slated for a March 1st release, but this guy randomly moved up to January 1st, so I ordered it, and here it is. So, love the packaging for this. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Slug out of the packaging, and he looks alright. I mean, you can really see a lot of the Triceratops mode here just kind of hanging out. And he just looks a little bland in the robot mode. I mean, he has some nice color. He's got red here on the chest. He's got a little bit of gold down here for the toes. And I think the head sculpt is done pretty well. It's a lot of red there, but the blue metallic paint for the eyes looks pretty good. Now, the head is one solid piece, so this whole thing can kind of turn side to side. And you get a very little bit of front to back tilt. The arms are one solid piece here, so you have a nice hinge and a rotation in the shoulder, but there's nothing in the elbow, nothing in the wrist. That's one solid piece. Now, he does have a waist rotation here, but as you can see, it can't really move because of these pieces. What I like to do, this isn't official, but you need to flip these pieces up, and then you can unlock the waist rotation. And honestly, I think that kind of gives you a more classic Slug look anyway, because he usually does have wings. And so that kind of gives you the wing look, and also unlocks the waist articulation. So I feel like it's a win-win. And I feel like that kind of, makes the robot mode here look a little bit more dynamic and not so kind of thick and chunky. So I don't know if that was always supposed to be the case. Obviously, these are going to be used later on for the combined mode. But I just feel like that looks a lot better. And I like that a lot. Plus, like I said, gives you the waist articulation back. Now you have a ball joint here in the hip. You can kick all the way back. If you lift these pieces up, if they're down still, you'll hit into them. But if you have them up, then you can go all the way back, all the way forward, all the way out to the side. And then you have a ball joint here in the knee, so you can get pretty good movement there, over 90 degrees. And then obviously the legs are one solid piece, so nothing in the toe. Now you have these dinosaur pieces back here. They're going to be back dino legs just kind of hanging up. I kind of like to put them back and use them as heels, just because I feel like that helps him stand a little better. And then you don't see them hanging as much. Would have been nice if they had a hinge or something, so that even if they could have just flipped up just to compress them a little bit. But I kind of don't mind using them as heels in the back, and then you really don't see them as much. So between rotating these down and flipping these pieces up, I think he looks a little bit better. I think that's just kind of a little bit more dynamic look for him, and I like him a little bit better. Now, he does come with one accessory. He's got this thing here, which I'm really not sure what this is supposed to be. I mean, it's his tail in Dino mode. That's what it really is, but it's got some nice gold paint on it. It doesn't really look like a gun, in my opinion. Honestly, what it really does is hide the head of Volcanicus, as you can see. And that's really nicely painted. I mean, I think the red visor looks great. The gold there on the crown looks good. The black paint looks really nice. I think the whole thing was done in gray and then 3 different paint applications there. So it looks good. And then this just hides here. And then I guess he's supposed to use that as a weapon. So I don't really think it's that successful as a weapon. But, you need it for the combined mode later on. But honestly, with the wings out and the feet down as heels, I like him a lot better. I still wish we had an Autobot symbol there. I feel like the chest needs something. Maybe I can put a sticker. You do have one there on the head of the Triceratops, which we'll take a better look at when we get to the Dino mode. But yeah, not too bad. A couple of current core class figures here for comparison. Here is Wheelie and Optimus. So you can see he is a little bit taller than Optimus and a lot taller than Wheelie. So I feel like that's actually decent scale with each other. I think that works pretty cool. And then just for fun, here is, I think this character's name was Slash, if I'm not mistaken. From, oh goodness, I want to say, was this Titan's Return? I think this was Power of the Primes. But so now we have two fun little Dinobot characters. And I feel like they scale decently well with each other. So he looks pretty good for a core class. I really like him with the wings spread out like that. I feel like that really kind of completes his look, and I like that a lot. I wish he didn't have so much empty space up here, but I understand there's not really much they can do about that. They could have made the head a little bigger. I feel like it does look kind of tiny for the rest of the body. If they would have just made it a little bit bigger, it would have filled this space a little bit, and it would just look a little bit better proportioned. But other than that, and an Autobot symbol on the chest, this is not too bad. So transformation for this guy is ridiculously simple. If you have these out, you want to go ahead and close these back up. You're going to take the arms and you're just going to hinge and then rotate that so that you're just kind of flipping them around so that now the fists are at the back. And these are going to be your front two dino legs. You're going to close the mouth. And then you're going to put the feet together like so. And then we're going to rotate these out of the way for now. But we're going to flip this around just as you would expect. And that just sinks down there, and then you can just flip the back dino legs around. And then take this, and this will clip on. You can see that each leg has one half of this peg, which is kind of nice because it kind of helps it stay together by pegging that on there. And that's it. It's a really basic, quick transformation. I mean, it's not bad, honestly. It's a Triceratops, you know. It's a little hollow here underneath. I wish the tail was a little bit longer, but it's not terrible. I really like the Triceratops head. I think that's the one thing that they really nailed, and I guess that is the most important part. But you have really nice gold paint here. You got the Autobot symbol, which looks great. Really nice metallic blue again for the eyes. I feel like the mouth doesn't close all the way, but it comes to like a logical spot, and you can kind of open and close a little bit. I guess you can actually close it all the way if you push everything down. All right, cool. Well, that's great. You can, of course, open it a little bit then if you want. So you have some options there. But I think they did a really good job with the Triceratops head. I mean, the legs are what they are. They're fine. They work. They're functional. And I do wish the tail was a little bit longer. But overall, Dino mode, not too bad. Alright, up next we'll show off the torso mode. Now, the directions show you transforming from robot mode to torso mode, but I think it's a lot easier to go from dinosaur mode to torso mode. All you really need to do is unpeg the head, and you can either leave this on here or you can take it off. It really doesn't matter. You're going to lift up the legs like you're transforming back to robot mode, just enough so that you can go ahead and split these open again. And then you're going to go ahead and pop this back down like so. And then you're going to take the legs, and you can see how they have a little tab on the inside, and that's going to tab into that little spot right there. So this just comes up and tabs in, and that tabs in, and then that's it. You're done. So I don't know why you'd go from robot mode. I feel like it's much easier to go from the dino mode. They even want you to leave the legs hanging down like that. They don't really say what to do with this piece at all. So again, if you want to go ahead and take it off, you can. If you want to leave it back there. Oh, obviously you have to peg the head in. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Of course, the guy needs a head. And it looks good. I think it's a really nice head sculpt. I think they did a nice job with that. I like having the Triceratops as kind of like the chest, piece here. I think that looks really cool. These obviously act as kind of like, almost shoulder pads, but not quite, but really just filling out the chest. I think something's obviously going to connect here. Probably the two arms are going to connect there. This is going to connect to Sludge, I believe, because I believe he's going to be kind of like the abdomen and beginning of the thighs. So we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, that's really it for the torso. Not really much to the torso transformation, but I think it looks cool. we'll have to wait and see how these go. I think, unfortunately, a lot of these are going to suffer, especially in robot mode, due to the combiner aspect. But so far, you know, not too bad. So I think Slug is pretty fun. I don't think he's perfect. I mean, I know he's a core class, so there's some allowances for that. But I think they do lose a little bit because they have to be a combiner. I don't think he's as bad as Sludge. From what I've seen of Sludge, he's got those giant pieces that hang off the side, which is kind of rough. I think Slug got away minimally affected by being a combiner. Honestly, I like having these sections flip out here to kind of be like the wing look that he usually has. So that's something about him being a combiner that I think actually worked in his favor. I do wish the head was just a little bit bigger to fill this space. I feel like it's a little tiny for the body. But I feel like if they would have just made it a little bit bigger, it could have filled this space a little better and would have been a little bit better proportion for the rest of the body here. I really would have liked an Autobot symbol painted here on the inside of the mouth. I wish we could do something with these legs, but again, it's a core class figure, so I try not to harp on that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of nitpicking, you know, my perfect little core class Slug at this point. But I kind of like bringing these back here and using them as heels because I feel like it gives them some more stability. So I kind of like that. And then when you're looking at it from the front, they are a little bit smaller and they're not all the way on the side of the thigh here. Again, I wish that there was an elbow bend, you know, but they're smaller and they have to be kind of more solid for the combined mode. So I feel like that makes sense. And I do like how he has the waist articulation now that you unlock these pieces up here. So overall, I think again, I don't have Sludge yet, but from what I've seen of pictures, I think this guy's probably going to end up being the better of the two, just because he wasn't as affected by being a combiner. I think everything is pretty cool. I like the paint applications. I think both modes look fairly good. I do wish, you know, the tail was a little bit longer, and this doesn't really work as an accessory in my opinion. I guess it's a gun. It's not terrible. It's fine. I just feel like I guess I would have liked to see what they would have done if they just made core class Dinobots that were not a combiner. If they were just really fun little Dinobots, I think they could have been better. But who knows? Maybe Volcanicus will be amazing by the time it's done. We'll have to wait and see. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like when it's done. I mean, the head sculpt for the head, I think, looks fantastic. And this guy makes a fun little torso. So I think we're off to a good start. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this up. I think he's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very interested to see how Volcanicus turns out. And also, the rumor going around is that these guys are eventually going to get retooled into Dino King from Victory, and that could be a lot of fun as well. So definitely check this one out. Like I said, I believe it's still in stock on Amazon. It's like the only Evolution thing in stock right now. But hopefully, if you're looking for this guy, it's still up, and you can go ahead and pick it up. I'm assuming while everything does have a March 1st release date, it'll probably be early like they usually are. I'm guessing kind of things will start to trickle out towards the end of this month. Early mid-February is when I think most of the stuff will probably show up, but only time will tell. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.